Hello, is screen visible?
Yeah, Vishal.
Okay. So the topic for today is inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is a process of inheriting properties of a class. What properties? Data and method into another class. Suppose uh, we have created a class with some data member and member methods. Now we want to create another class, and into the new class we want the same methods and data plus some other data and methods. So you can inherit the properties which you have declared before in any class. So if you have some predefined properties, or like if you have defined some properties in a class, and if you want the same properties to be inherited into another class, so you can do so. That is the process of inheritance. Means if there is a class A, it had some properties. Now you want to create a class B, and properties of B class and properties of A class. Extends A like this. So suppose there is a class A, okay, and we have some properties into this A class. Properties means member data or member method. You want to create another class B, and you want to inherit all the properties of class A into B, plus you want to declare or define some other properties also in B class. So this is called inheritance. Like B has all the properties of A plus properties of itself. So this is the property of B. This is the property of, sorry, these two are properties of B now. So if you create object of class A, and if you create object of class B, so what properties you will get in A and what properties you will get in B? B's object and A's object. So inside A's object, you will only have this property. And in B object, you will have these properties, like all the properties of A class plus the properties which we have declared in B class. So this is inheritance. A class which inherits called child class or subclass or derived class. And the class which is inherited, जो inherit होता है, is called, if it is child, then it is parent. If it is sub, then it is superclass. And if it is derived, it is base class. The class which inherits, like this B class, it is inheriting the properties of class A. So how do we inherit some properties from any class in Java? So we have to write extends. Extends means inherit. And here you have to write the class name from which you want to inherit the properties. Okay. So class A, it has own properties, and class B has all the properties of A and some other properties also. So if you create object of B class, it means you will have more properties, like all the properties of A and B's properties also. But if you want to create object of A class, then you will get only the properties which A has. Okay. So inheritance is a process of inheriting properties of a class into another class. So which properties are inherited? Every property is inherited. If this B class is extending or inheriting class A, it means this B class is inheriting all the properties from class A, not like few properties. Whenever a class inherits some other class, so it inherits all the properties of that class. It means all the properties will be visible here. But there are some excess modifiers, which we will discuss later. Like what properties we can access directly or what properties we can access indirectly. Okay. So this is inheritance, and the class which inherits is called child class, subclass, or derived class. And the class which is inherited is called parent class, superclass, or base class. Okay. So let's have an example. And what kind of inheritance is there in Java? In Java, we have two types of inheritance. It does not support hybrid, or it does not support multiple inheritance. Means a single class cannot inherit multiple classes in Java, but in C++ it is possible. Okay. So in Java, we have two types of inheritance. The first one is single level inheritance, and the second one is multi-level inheritance. So inheritance is a process of inheriting properties of a class. And what properties? Data means variable and method means function. So inheritance is a process of inheriting properties of a class into another class. Like there is a class A and we are creating another class B. And inside B, we are inheriting all the properties of class A. So how do we inherit properties? What we have to write? We have to write this extends keyword. So this is the class B, which is extending class A. Okay. It means this B class has all the properties of A and own properties. It means when you create object of A class, you will have only this property. And if you create object of B class, you will have these properties, like A's properties and B's properties also. So if we have already defined and declared properties, some properties in a class, and we want to access or inherit all those properties in another class, so this is inheritance. And the class which inherits is called child class, subclass, or derived class. And the class which is inherited is called parent class, superclass, or base class. Okay. Now in Java, we have two types of inheritance. In Java, we have two types of inheritance: single level, multi level. What is single level and multi level? There is a class A and this is class B. It is single level inheritance. There is a class which is extending a class. Multi level, there is a class A, B is extending A, C is extending B, D is extending C. This is an example of multi-level inheritance. This is level, okay, multi-level, and this is only one level. That is why it is called single level inheritance. So this is single level. It means in single level inheritance, we will have two classes, a class, and there is another class which will be extending the previous class. So this is an example of single level inheritance, and this is an example of multi-level inheritance. Okay. Now let's have an example of single level. Suppose there is a class A. It has int small a. Okay. Class AB. Int A, int B. It has two member data. Void get data. This dot A equal to A. This dot B equal to B. Void print data. System out println A, new line B. Okay. So this is AB class. Now class XY. Int X, int Y. Void get AB, int AB, get XY, this dot X equal to X. Is it clear to everyone? Like what is this? We already have discussed this in the last class. Void print XY. System out println X, new line. Right. So this is AB and this is XY class. If you want to access all the properties of this AB into XY, suppose we want to create object AB ka AB equal to new AB, XY XY equal to new XY. So AB dot get AB 5, 10, 20. AB dot print AB. Okay. XY dot get XY 80, 90. XY dot print XY. So what will be the output? We have created, these are like two independent classes. This is not inheritance. Okay. This is basic class example. This is not an example of inheritance. So we have AB class. Here we have XY class. Both are independent. They are not related to each other anyhow. Okay. So we are creating object of AB class. Here we have created object of XY class. So AB dot get AB. We have initialized the members of AB by passing data into this get AB method. Like this dot A means this A will be initialized with 10 and this B will be initialized with 20 because we have passed 10 and 20. Now we are printing AB, so it will print 10, 20. Again, we are initializing variable of XY class like get XY 80, 90. We have passed 80, 90. So this dot x equal to 80 and this dot y, classes y equal to 90. It will print 80, 90. See, 10, 20, 80, 90. Okay. So this is a basic class, not inheritance. Now let's convert it into inheritance. Let's see the benefit of inheritance. Okay. So no need to input here. If you have a and b variable, int ab, a, b. Now we don't have to create object of ab class. This is xy extends ab. It means all the properties of ab class this xy has inherited. It means this ab you have inside this xy class. You cannot see, but as we have inherited ab into xy, so you have this ab property here. You don't have to declare it again because we have already declared. So here in xy class, we just want to access or to inherit or to have all the properties of ab class. That is why we have written extends here. Extends means we have inherited all the properties of ab class. So what properties of this ab class has? This ab class has only two data member, a and b. So it means here you have four data members, x, y, ab. ab you don't have to write because we have extended. It means this xy has four member data, xy and ab. So we have passed ab xy. So this dot a, it means it has a and it has b. You cannot see here because it has extended. Okay. So this dot a, this dot b. Now you can print ab, it can print at xy, and you will see, you will say that where is a and b in this xy? We are accessing a and b in this xy. So you cannot see, like we have not declared ab here, but it is declared by default. Why? Because it has extended. But if you don't write this extends a and b, then it is wrong. Because where is a and b into this xy class? There is no ab into this xy class. And if you have written extends ab, then it means this xy class has ab. Because this xy, like this xy class has all the properties of ab. Because this is the child class. And this ab is parent class of xy. So child class always has every property of parent class. Okay. Now here you have to change something. The method name is get abxy, print abxy. Get abxy, abxy. We have passed. So 10, 20, 80, 90. So we have passed 10, 20, 80, 90. 10, 20, 80, 90. This dot a equal to 10. This dot b equal to 20. This dot x equal to 9, 80. This dot y equal to 90. Now we have printed 10, 20, 80, 90. See, don't print new line. Just print comma. 10, 20, 80, 90. See, we have declared ab variable into ab class, and we just want that ab variable to be used inside this xy class. So you can do so with the help of inheritance. Okay. Inheritance means to inherit all the properties, not like some properties, few properties, almost every property, not like that. To inherit every property of a class. Whenever you extend a class, so the child class inherits every property. Doesn't matter it is like member data or member method, it inherits all the properties of a class. So you can use all the properties here inside the child class. This is example of single level inheritance. So is it clear to everyone, or do you have any doubt? Tell me, everyone. Like many people know here because they are like revising only. So here, Niveda, you tell me, is it clear, or do you have any doubt?
Yeah, clear, Vishal.
Okay, Vamsi and anyone else? Okay, so this is an example of single level. Okay, now let's see an example of multi-level. This is AB. Class CD. Suppose we have float here. Float C. String D. Okay. Boolean E. So this is AB class, and CD class is extending AB. It means CD will have all the properties of AB. So it is extending. It means what properties we have in CD class? So we have A, B, C, D, E. We have 5 properties here in this CD class. As we are writing only member data, if A has any member method, so it will also inherit methods also. It will inherit methods also. Okay. So what properties this CD class has? This CD class has A, B, C, D, E, 5 properties, because 3 properties of this CD class and 2 properties it is inheriting from its parent class. Now this XY is inheriting, extending CD class. It means CD class has 5 properties, A, B, C, D, E. It means XY will have 7 properties. These 5 properties plus 2 its own properties, and these 2 its own methods. Like this XY has 2, 3, 5 to 7 member data, 7 member data, and 2 member method. Now you can also initialize this. See, in XY class we don't have A, B, C, D, E, but it has indirectly, because you are extending CD, and CD has 5 properties. AB has only 2 properties. So CD is extending AB. It means CD has AB, CDE, 5 properties. XY is extending CD. It means it is extending 5 properties from its parent. Okay. So here AB, float C, string D, Boolean E, and int X, int Y. So this dot A equal to A, this dot B equal to B, this dot C equal to C, this dot D equal to D, this dot E equal to E. That's all. AB, C, D, comma, T. Okay. So what is AB in integer? Int, float string boolean. A B C D X Y. You can write whatever method name you want. So int, float string boolean. Int, float string boolean. Then int. So in this get ABCDXY, we have to pass 6 parameters. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parameters. First integer, second integer, third float, fourth string value, fifth boolean, sixth integer, seventh integer. So we have passed as it is. Now run this. See, 1020, 12.5, hello world false, 3090. So this is an example of multi-level inheritance. Means AB class is inherited by CD and CD class inherited by XY, like this. This is A, B is inheriting A, C is inheriting B. It means one level, two level, or D is inheriting C, or E is inheriting D, 2, 3, 4. More than one level means multi-level inheritance, or only one level means single level inheritance. So now you tell me, everyone tell me, is it clear or do you have any doubt in this? Tell me. Is there any problem
Yes.
with inheritance? Okay.
हेलो हेलो
Hmm.
हेलो सर
अंजलि,
मल्टी लेवल एक बार एक्सप्लेन कर सर मल्टी लेवल एक बार एक्सप्लेन कर दें
मल्टी लेवल का मतलब कि एक क्लास बना हुआ है,
हाँ
इसको दूसरा क्लास एक्सटेंड किया, सीडी, तो सीडी के पास टोटल कितना प्रॉपर्टी है? 5, 3 अपना और 2 पेरेंट से लिया हुआ है। जैसे तुम्हारे पास तुम्हारे
हाँ
पापा का सारा प्रॉपर्टी है, ठीक है?
हाँ
तो उसी तरह से ये चाइल्ड है, ये पेरेंट है, चाइल्ड के पास पेरेंट का सारा प्रॉपर्टी होता है। तो सीडी के पास
अच्छा
अपना 3 प्रॉपर्टी है, पेरेंट का 2 प्रॉपर्टी है, टोटल 5। अब एक्स वाई ये ग्रैंड सन है, ग्रैंड सन या ग्रैंड डॉटर जो भी हो, मतलब इसके पापा का
हाँ
टोटल प्रॉपर्टी इसका, तो ये टोटल 5 प्लस इसका अपना 2, 7, यही तो है, सातों को हमने इनिशियलाइज कर दिए।
अच्छा
मल्टी लेवल एक क्लास को दूसरा इनहेरिट कर रहा है, दूसरे को तीसरा इनहेरिट कर रहा है, तीसरे को चौथा इनहेरिट कर रहा है, चौथे को पांचवा कर रहा है, ये मल्टी लेवल। लेकिन अगर किसी प्रोग्राम में एक क्लास है और एक दूसरा क्लास उसको इनहेरिट कर रहा है, तीसरा कोई क्लास नहीं है, तो सिंगल लेवल इनहेरिटेंस। और अगर मल्टीपल क्लासेस है तो मल्टी लेवल इनहेरिटेंस, जैसे एक को दूसरा इनहेरिट कर रहा है, दूसरे को तीसरा इनहेरिट कर रहा है, ठीक है?
यस सर
नाउ let's discuss about the constructors. Suppose if we have constructor into all the classes, so which constructor will be called first? This is the main topic. This is the constructor because class name is AB. Okay. Suppose if there is a class in which we have 2 member data, 1 constructor and 1 normal method. CD is extending B. It means CD is extending all these properties. These 2 properties, constructor, and this is also. Okay. Now it is extending. Again, create constructor here. CD int A comma int B. As this has extended AB, it means these 2 member data, it has also extended. You can use it here, comma float C, comma string D, comma boolean E. Okay. Now we don't want this CD constructor to initialize A and B because we already had constructor in AB class. So we just want to call AB classes constructor and pass the value of AB, and we'll tell this AB that you initialize your members. I will just initialize my members. Means AB is the parent class of CD, and in parent class we do have the constructor. So if we have the constructor, why do we write here? You can also write this dot A equal to A. It is also correct. But why do we write here? If we have this code in our parent class, we just want to use that code. So to call parent class constructor from child class constructor, you have to use super method. There is a super method and super keyword. This is the method because this is method parenthesis. Okay. So inside this super, we are just passing the value of A and B. Whatever we have passed here, we are just passing the value of A and B into super. Super means to call parent class constructor. So we are calling here parent class constructor and passing the value of A, B. Suppose we have passed 10 into A and 20 into B. So we are passing into the parent class constructor 10, 20. So 10, 20, it will initialize this A with 10. It will initialize this B with 20. It means we have initialized A and B. And do remember, super method, if you want to call parent class constructor through super, you have to write this super in the child class constructor's first line. Then this dot C equal to C, this dot D equal to D, this dot E equal to E. Suppose if you write these things here, then you are calling parent class constructor. It is incorrect. It is not correct. If you want to call parent class constructor, if you want to call parent class constructor from child class constructor, as this is CD, it is child classes constructor. So we want to call parent class, like the parent of this CD is AB. So we want to call AB's constructor. So how do you call parent class constructor? Using super method. Just give me a minute. Okay, so to call parent class constructor from child class constructor, we have to use super method. So in interview, people ask about these two topics like super method and super keyword. So we will also use super keyword here in this program, but now we are using super method. So why do we use super method? What is the use of the super method? Super method is called to call. Super method is used to call parent class constructor, and it must be the first line in your child classes constructor. It must not be second, third, fourth, or any line. It must be the first line. Otherwise, the program is incorrect. Okay. So it is okay. We have initialized AB. You can also initialize here this dot A equal to A, this dot B equal to B. But why do we need to initialize here if we have constructor in parent class? So it does not mean that if you have constructor here, you cannot initialize here. Still, you can initialize. Okay. So now just print CD. So inside print CD, this is a normal method. This is the constructor. Okay. This is a normal method. And this is constructor. So to call parent class constructor, you have to call that with super method, and super method must be the first line. But to call parent class normal method, you can call it with super keyword dot print. See, this is super keyword and this is super method. Super method is used to call parent class constructor, and it must be the first line. And super keyword is used to call parent class any member, whether it is a member data or member method, except constructor. You can call parent class member data like ABCD to super dot A equal to something, super dot B equal to something, and super dot print AB. You can call parent class method, and it is not necessary to write it on the first line. It can be second line. So super keyword you can use either in first line, second line, third line, whatever the line is. But super method you must be using in the first line. So super method is used to call parent class constructor, and super keyword is used to call parent class any member data except constructor, like member data or member method. Okay. So when we call parent class method print AB, so it will print AB. Now we will just print CDE here because CD is a property of this class. C D, okay, CDE. Now this is the XY class. So here we have passed AB, CDE, and it is calling parent class and passing AB. So AB, CDE, CD, AB, CDE. We will not initialize AB, CDE here. We can initialize AB, CDE here like this, but we will call super class, parent class constructor. See, when we create object of this XY class, so it is extending CD. So it has XY and get XY. Not XY, just write it as a constructor. So XY means constructor. Okay. So inside the constructor of this XY, we are passing A, B, C, D, E, XY. So XY, it will initialize itself, but we don't want to initialize here A, B, C, D, E. Okay. We don't want to initialize here A, B, C, D, E. Okay. We just want the super method, or we just want to call parent class constructor to initialize A, B, C, D, E, because we have this kind of format in parent class A, B, C, D, E. Okay. The variable name is not mandatory to write same as the parent class has. You can change it. Okay. If this is ABC, you can write it A1, B1, C1, whatever you want. The variable name doesn't matter to be same. Okay. So we are calling parent class constructor here A, B, C, D, E. It is providing, it is like passing the data A, B, C, D, E to the parent class constructor here. And again, parent class is passing value of AB here. So AB initialized with AB classes constructor. CDE will be initialized with this class constructor CD. And XY will be initialized with this XY class constructor. And XY is passing ABCDE to the parent class. That's all. And print XY, inside this print XY, we will just write here super dot print CD. When we are calling print CD, so it will print CD, and inside this print CD we have called print AB. So this print AB will be called at first. It will print the value of A and B. After this, it will print the value of CDE. This is completed. It will return go back to here again XY. Now what we have to write here, XY classes. This is the last child class. So we are creating object of this XY class, XY OB equal to new XY, and we are passing all the data like A, B, C, D, E, F, sorry, X, Y. So A is integer, B is integer, C is float, D is string, E is boolean, X is integer, Y is integer, and we are just calling print XY. This is also okay. See, 1020, 12.5 hello world false, 8090. Now see how it is working. When we have created object, so here we have called the constructor. So when constructor is called, whenever an object of a class is created, the constructor is called. So here the constructor is called. So which constructor is called? The constructor of XY. So 10, 20, 15, this is we are passing here into this XY. So this XY is passing A, B, C, D, E value to the parent class constructor, like 10, 20, hello world, false. Sorry, 10, 20, 12.5, hello world, false. It is passing to the parent class constructor. Here, 10, 20, 12.5, string, false. So it is passing 10, 20 to parent class constructor here. So it is initializing A equal to 10, B equal to 20. Now this is completed. Again, it will go back to the calling line here. After this, like here we have initialized A and B. Now C will be initialized, D will be initialized, E will be initialized. This CD is completed. It will again return back, go back to the calling line here. So we have initialized A, B, C, D, E. Now X will be initialized, Y will be initialized. This XY completed. It will go back to the calling line here. It means we have initialized A, B, C, D, E, X, Y. Now we are calling ob.printxy. We are calling printxy. So inside this printxy, it is calling super.printcd. This will not print. This line will be executed at first. So printcd, it will call super.printcd, means parent classes cd method, printcd. So this is the parent class. Again, it is calling parent classes print.ab, parent classes print.ab. So ab will be printed. Method finished. It will again go back to the calling line here. So AB is printed. Now this will print CDE. It is completed. It will go back to the calling line here. After that, XY will be printed. It means this method is completed. Now go here, program completed. It means whenever anyone will ask you, like if we have multiple, like if we have constructors in multi-level inheritance, so which constructor will be called at first? So always remember, parent classes constructor will be executed at first. After parent class constructor, child classes constructor will be executed. Like AB is the grandparent. This is the parent. This is the child. So if we are calling XY constructor, so the constructor of XY will not be executed at first. First, the parent classes constructor will be executed. Like CD, and CD is also child of AB. It means AB classes constructor will be executed at first, then CD, then XY. Inheritance is completed and there is nothing else except all these topics into inheritance. Like which constructor will be called at first? If we have single level inheritance or multi-level inheritance, any kind of inheritance. So parent classes constructor will be executed at first. Okay. Then what is super method? Super method is used to call parent classes constructor, and super method must be written in the first line of child class constructor. What is super keyword? Super keyword is used to call parent classes member data or member method, and it can be first line or second line or any line, but super method must be first line. So super keyword is used to call parent classes member data and member method. Super method is used to call parent classes constructor. That's all. Inheritance completed. Now everyone tell me, is there any problem with inheritance? Inheritance completed. Tomorrow we will discuss about the next other topic. Any doubt? किसी को भी कोई doubt?
No, sir.
And everyone always try to join everyday class at 9 p.m. because we have like 7 or 8 more classes. So if you join everyday class, so it is a kind of as a revision class for like old students. Okay, so it will be good for you. In 7 to 8 class, we will complete this, and after that, we will start with SQL. Okay, so that's all for today. Let's connect tomorrow, 9 p.m.